Alright, so today we're going to look at self-driving code for Anki Vector. So we took the code from a site online. I'll put the reference in the description. We had to modify the code a bit because it was dated. Some of the functions just can't be found in the SDK anymore. The first modification we made is that in the original code, they have the enable camera feed inside these parentheses here. That function no longer exists. It's a function on its own, so it was replaced with this one. So these are just basic vector functions to, so this one will make vector say start when he begins the course, and then this just sets his head looking down to the ground looking for the line, and the wheel just kind of gives a go ahead to the motors start going forward. So here is where our code really begins. This is how many times it'll repeat the process for the image processing. So, and then this is how much time the robot has to take the image. This is just to say that it's going to be using the latest image. For us, we added this function just to make sure that Vector's arms weren't in the way of the imaging. We lifted Vector's arm up over his head while the image processing. That way we know that it's not interfering. And so this is just say take the latest image, and then with CV2 and NumPy array, we can convert the image to a grayscale, and then over here we'll just kind of crop the image to make sure we only get the line in the ground, not everything that's around. And then here is kind of just to identify the pixels, and then we apply the masked image to our vector's latest image. So here and then here, yeah, so that's the latest function. It's the image we're going to be analyzing through the processor. And then here we just identify a few variables for the line identification. So over here there was a little error in the other code. I don't know if he just forgot to put the P or not. The P makes it so the inputs are the right ones. Without it, it's a different function, so the inputs wouldn't be in the right order or not the right inputs at all. So for these inputs here, so these guys between parentheses, you're going to want to have the P in there. So these are the functions that he uses for the there, I just messed that up. For the to tell Vector to go forward if he sees a line, go left or right. And so here I have a little issue with this. It's pretty basic. Even here, PyCharm is telling me that it's not it's too broad. I think there might be an error here. We found out by running this program that all the videos I've seen of this program, actually Vector goes left after I'd say 20 centimeters or so. So we're gonna try and see if Vector is gonna follow a path to the right, and here's the result. So as you can see, Vector did not go right, he went left and followed his original path. I noticed in my previous code I was missing a 1 here. I thought maybe that would fix it, but we tried it again and it didn't. Vector still went left, so yeah, I hope this tutorial helped a bit. I mean, it wasn't super successful, but some conclusions were made and we were able to communicate the code to Vector, which is a great success. So